So, my dear Leo, the sun now has moved into Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is the blending of the Two of Cups, the masculine and the feminine, and as such, you are influenced by a fire sign. The sun is actually a dwarf star and is ruling you, and so you are the 8th major arcana, and Sagittarius is the 14th major arcana. We're going to the right, we're going to your full moon, which you're going to have in your opposite sign, which is Aquarius. And so when we look at the card, right, we see that the lion is roaring into the left. When we become the card, he's roaring to the right extroverted, the left introverted. And so the 14th major arcana and the 8th major arcana is the 22. And in the 22, you find Uranus, you find a new beginning, you find something that is telling you it's time to look at things in a different way, because I am using the 19th of November as that starting point of Pluto in Aquarius. And Aquarius is your opposite sign. So we're going to look into the call. We're going to look into Pluto. Pluto is the one that is actually bringing you the shadow side, bringing you the dark side, right? The dark side of the moon. We call that so beautiful, but it's also the mystical side that appears when we are in the most darkest time of our life, right? And Pluto usually is the transformation, is death, is the leaf that is falling from the tree. And so I'm going to do an overall message from Pluto and from Aquarius, and we're going to look at that in a moment. The 22 here, of course, Uranus is talking, and you understand that the sun that is in Sagittarius right now is ruling you, and so you feel Sagittarius. Each time the sun is in a sign, you feel it very strongly, and you feel Sagittarius really well, because Sagittarius is a fire sign as well. And so recognize that, right? Because it's important that we see how these energies are influencing us. So the yoga position for Sagittarius is here, Paschimottanasana. We bow down to our own selves. We unite the lower and the upper body, and deep within we find our own guardian angel. And of course, you are Leo, you are the one that is roaring, you are the one that is actually showing us, hey, I am the wild one, right? And so to unite that is what you need to learn. And sometimes when we are this, we cannot really understand it, but you might understand it through Sagittarius. It's this blending of two elements, water and fire, which is difficult to do. And so maybe there you understand more clearly it is difficult to unite the sage and the wild one, right, within you. But here you can see it through the eyes of Sagittarius, through the dwarf star, the sun, which is ruling you. And so I think you're gonna look through the moon deeper into what makes this a message, right? A message where you can learn, where you can look deeper into your feelings, where you can look deeper into your subconscious. And this is what is happening today. And so understand, right, that Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. We're not going to look into Jupiter because it's your reading and it's not Sagittarius reading, but understand that Jupiter is the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune came up last time, right? 2 times. And so the Wheel of Fortune has spoken and brought you the message twice. The Wheel of Fortune and the 10 of Cups is saying happiness is here. And that was Scorpio Sun giving Leo Moon the light. And so here you did have the Wheel of Fortune coming, and of course now the Wheel of Fortune, or Jupiter, is ruling Sagittarius. And so it's actually message that came back then already into this one. Now you are the king of fire, and as the king of fire, you love to shine, to radiate, to play. You're the fifth zodiac sign. As such, you're also connected to the fifth house of play and games and enjoying yourself. And of course, as a Leo, you are the extrovert. You are the one that roars. You are the one that looks like roars to the left, to the intuitive, but actually you're roaring outwards, right? That strength comes from within. Is your birthday between July 13 and August 12? Then is this your court card? If not, look in the description below. There I have listed, of course, all the court cards and their dates. So the message that you got from Scorpio back then, nothing has come back again to teach you a second time, or actually to let you know a second time that this card is important. I'm gonna have to look again because sometimes it's from another deck and I don't see it right away. No, I think you are good. You actually cleared the last reading, and so we can begin. So I begin with Pluto. Pluto, the shadow side, Pluto, the call. Your call for the next 20 years, right? Pluto is going to be 20 years in Aquarius, and so Aquarius is a completely different sign than Capricorn, and Capricorn came the last time up, right? The 15, the devil, the attachments. And so observe, right, what you feel. And I'm using for this message the Lifruma Healing Oracle. And you got Thorn. Thorn, the portal, the giant. And it's interesting, it looks, when you look here at the word itself as porn, but it's here thorn, right? And so here you see the rune letter, and here you see this beautiful symbol, right? The three, the holy three. And I'm going to read it to you. Dense, thorny thickets encircle sacred spaces. The fairy-infested black thorn briars call and pull you to their spiked, enchanting, entrancing entrance to the other place. Leaves and purple-fruited sloes drop as its naked, twisted black skeleton shifts and shivers, revealing a giant gateway. Dare you? So the number 3 is appearing. The 3 as a symbol is here. We see one line and here the triangle. And understand that here in the depth of this message is the gate, is the portal, is that giant understanding that the calling is to awaken to the portal, to the fact that you opposite of Aquarius, and that your goal in this life is to unite with Aquarius. Your goal is to bring air and fire together, which is difficult, but your advantage is that you're the king of wands, and that's air and fire. So use the court card. So use this human embodiment that you have chosen to awaken that within you, to see that you have a message. The 20 and the 3 is the 5. So he is the one that's gonna be able to notice the portal, right? And in that portal, you're gonna come into an awakening, into the calling, to use this portal as an opening to look deeper within, right? Because Pluto is the shadow side, is the one that is gonna let you know, hey, have a look. Who are you now through Aquarius, right? How can you bring Aquarius into your life? And what is bringing Aquarius? Aquarius is bringing the Seven of Wands. Have the strength to open the portal here, right? Here we see this opening, we see the word love behind. And the 7 and the 3 is the 10. A new cycle is beginning. The 10 is the Wheel of Fortune that came last time, twice. And the 10 of Cups, so you had 3 times the 10, which is a 3. And here comes the 3. The 7 of Wands is connected with the constellation Mars in Leo. And Mars is the fighter. Mars is the masculine aspect here in the cup, in the blending of temperance, right? The other aspect is the Venus. Venus and Mars are here in this cup. How do you unite Venus and Mars? How do you bring two opposite energies together? By opening yourself up in your heart, by having the courage to break yourself free and to listen to this calling. And so the 23 plus the 7 is the 30. The 30 is left. And in the 30 you find that the last reading had 3 times the 10, that's also 30. And so it's happening. The calling is that you are finding the portal. You open the portal by opening your heart, by daring, by being courageous, by being you as much as you can be you as possible. And so the Queen of Fire is coming, and she is your pendant. She is the Aries energy. So we have today Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And in that we recognize all 3 zodiac signs that are connected with the fire. The 5th and the 1st zodiac sign creates a 6th self-love in a way that you cannot imagine. A self-love where you blend finally the masculine and the feminine, right? And in there the 6 appears, and the 6 is always self-love. What is Aries saying? The Page of Swords is coming. And the Page of Swords is this young generation that is now using the Aquarian and the Gemini and the Libra energy, all 3 sword signs, right? Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius are here. And so it's almost like Aries is saying to you, use this generation, use them, right? Because the 6 and the 3 is the 9. There comes a completion in it. And we must learn from the young generation, because in the Eskimo tribe, they are using their children as the messenger of the new, and not as this, well, they're too young to understand something. No, they're bringing the information. And so the 9 appears, right? In all of this, we see the 1 and the 3, that's a 4. And here with the 5, the 9, right? The 4, again, that's the Emperor, or that's the heart space that is being opened through this young generation, through Aquarius, that is feeling this moment very strongly, right? The call that is coming now through Pluto in Aquarius. Then I want to see what is bringing the miracle. We get the 5 of Wands upright, and that's Saturn in Leo. Now, interesting enough, you had Mars in Leo and Saturn in Leo. Calculate together, the 7 and the 5 is the 12. We get the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is Neptune, and Neptune is always let go of thinking that only with action you can achieve something. Yes, you achieve a lot, but also mentally you need to create the environment where you want to act in, because sometimes you're just going to act in an environment that's not so conductive, that's not so friendly. In an environment where we feel welcomed, then acting is like not even working, right? It's acting because you feel it's the right thing to do. But in the wrong environment, you do things and you almost like need to break things to break yourself free, right? And so the 3 is appearing here through the 12 of Wands, and the 3 is the Empress. The 3 then we can create here, right? But right now we have the 5 and you the 5, a 5-5 portal, and here the 4, right? So I leave the 5-5 portal because the portal is really important. The portal is here. But we also have the 3 here and this 3 here, the 33, right? So listen to the young generation of air signs. And the 33 is always the secret brotherhood's arrival of mastery, right? And so here the 5 and the 7, again the 12, then the 3, you have 3 times the 3, which means you are feeling the empowerment in your solar plexus. And as such, you see the message very clear. You need to listen to yourself. You need to listen to what your heart is saying. And in that, you learn, right? You learn to connect. You learn to defend yourself, your position, right? It's a game sometimes out there, right? And in that game, we recognize maybe sometimes I might lose, sometimes I might not lose, right? It's always up to how you want to see that. Then we're going to look at the Strength card, and you get the 4 of Wands. Now you had 12 Wands, right? Here with the 7 and the 5, 12 and 4 is 16 Wands. The 16 is the Tower, and the Tower says, well, things are gonna fall apart, but do not despair, because you have the 4 of Wands. You can build new things, and in that building, right, you see that this is Venus in Aries. You have Aries who helps you to build new things, right? Aries is the feminine aspect of the fire, right? She's the queen, and you are the masculine aspect of fire, the king. And you learning here that the 8 and of course the 4 again is the 12, the hangman. Let go of the things that sometimes we cannot change because they are not supposed to be changed. There are lessons in things that look terrible. There are lessons for those people who can rise through that lesson. And so the 12, right, is left, and in that 12 we recognize that the 3 again appears, the Empress, the one that is bringing new ideas, new energy to this world. She is Venus, she is love, she is beauty, and so observe that. What's coming from Sagittarius? The example of errors, and that's the King of Swords. So out of these 3 pages, the King of Swords has crystallized out of it, and that's Aquarius, right? And the Aquarius energy is opposite of you, and so he's the 11th zodiac sign. I leave that portal because we know that now this portal has spoken, that you need to understand that Pluto is bringing the portal, is bringing the call, that you use the portal as the moment where you know that here Aquarius is talking to you, right? Aquarius and you as Leo. And so the 3 and the 11, right? I leave that. The 3rd of November or the 11th of March could be a date if you feel like it to use that. Now, what is actually Aquarius saying? Again, through his deck, the Three of Swords is coming. The Three of Swords is Saturn in Libra. And so Libra, of course, is also in here. She's the Queen of Swords, right? And so we have the King of Swords, and now we have Saturn in Libra. And this is really a painful moment that you still hold in your head. It is lingering. But observe here that this is just a thought. It's not an actual situation anymore. Now, what have you learned from it? And we see now we have here the 3, and we have here the 3, right? And we had the 3 from the 12 wands. So we had 3 times the 3, 4 times the 3. Observe your heart. Your heart sometimes still thinks that the suffering is still there, but it's not. It's just recognizing that you went through a difficult time, but I think you also understand that out of that you learned tremendously. Now here the 11 and the 3 again is the 11th of March or the 3rd of November as a date, right? And so have a look at this and see that the 3 of Arrows, Saturn in Libra, is coming to teach you that yes, I've learned my lesson. Like this woman is showing all she learned to this child, right? And that's what we do when we have learned lessons. We show the children, look, this is what I learned. So of course sometimes the child needs to make that experience itself as well, right? Because sometimes we don't learn from listening of something, but sometimes we do. So observe that. Then I want to see what is the Mother Peace Tarot bringing, and the Moon is coming upright. And the Moon is in your sign, right? The Moon that is bringing you feelings, deep feelings, maybe of this, right? Feelings of in your dreams, you're noticing there is in your subconscious something you want to enjoy yourself, but something is, I don't know. The 18 and the 4, right, is the 22. That's Uranus. 11, 22. So you have 2 portals here. And in those 2 portals, you're learning very clearly that the Moon is bringing you deep feelings of understanding that there is so much more to this world than we can ever imagine. The 18 turns into a 9, right? The 9 and the 4 is the 13. And the 13, that's Scorpio, and that's leading to the last reading. Scorpio Sun giving Leo Moon the light, right? Twice the Wheel of Fortune, and the 10 of Cups is saying happiness is here. Are you happy? Despite these moments, are you ready to accept what difficulties have come, what you had to prove to others, the courage that you had to open your heart, right? But it's the 7 of Wands, so it's the emotional intelligence to have this courage to open the heart. Do you? Because the Moon is bringing the message of the skywriting, the 49, the fates. And this is really working with here Thorn, the 3, right? It's almost saying, yes, the portal is real. The portal is up in the sky through Aquarius, and the fates are here. The 49 calculated together is the 13. Again, Scorpio, right? Scorpio through Pluto is bringing you a deep message. And then the 4 and the 3 is the 7. The 7 is again the courage. Have the courage to open yourself. Have the courage to know that everything is fated, that everything has a mission, that everything is right so. And even people who win that we don't want to win, they win because it's their time to win, and you have to accept it, right? And so here the 4 and of course the 18 is also the 22. Here we have a 44, and the 44 again was coming here through temperance and through Leo, the 22, which is, of course, Uranus, bringing you a deeper understanding that everything is fated. And that's what the moon is bringing you. So we have here a 4-4, right? We have here an 11, the 18, and the 8 is the 26. And the 26, then calculated together, you are left the 8. Have the strength to see the message that is coming here to you, to see that you are learning, to see that you are trusting, that everything is just right. Good, now we are looking at the sun, because the sun is in Temperance, right? But the sun is also ruling you. We're gonna first get the message of the sun, and that's the movement, that's the speed, that's the number 42. And so the 42 is take that leap of faith, right? That's what the sun is bringing you through Temperance, through Leo, because the 22 is Uranus, is the fool, and in that foolish moment you maybe take that step over the city, over the world, into knowing that you're learning to be with your heart and with your intuition, with your creativity. The 6 appears. The 6 and the 19 is the 25. The 7 is the emotional intelligence, is the courage to open your heart, is the courage to be who you want to be and take that leap of faith forward, right? Now, what is Leo bringing to this leap of faith? It's bringing you the Empress. So Leo is saying, well, take that leap of faith, take that jump, right? The 42 and the 3 is the 45. It's a 9. There's a completion here. And in that completion, you are understanding that the Empress is someone that brings you the portal, brings you the thorn, brings you an awakening to a new world, because the 3 is the new consciousness. So take that step. But what is the Empress saying? The world appears. So you take a leap of faith into the Empress, into the world, and the world we have Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, the fixed signs. And the fixed signs are going to feel this shift, Pluto into Aquarius, right? And so you take that leap of faith because Venus is here and Saturn is here. And you know you cannot make this up, right? So again, there's a 33 here. And so there is, again, this 3. And there is this 3, right? And the 3 of Swords, Saturn in Libra. So you have a lot of 3s. And the 3, again, is I understand that I can create. I understand when I take that leap of faith, I am landing in the Empress. I am landing here where the Empress can rule over the world. And the whole world is gonna want to take this jump, this leap of faith into Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius. You don't even know what is coming towards us, right? It's really intense, but it's what the leap of faith is all about. Humanity is taking a leap of faith, right? And so the message is clear. Now, what is Sagittarius saying? Which leap of faith are you taking there? You're taking the leap of faith into the teaching lodge of the errors. And that's Libra. So now you have the exemplar of errors, that's Aquarius, and now you have Libra. And we know that you had the 3 of Pages. Now the only one that's missing is Gemini. And Gemini is not here, right? But you know now that here you need to listen to Aquarius and you need to listen to Libra, because that's the masculine and the feminine, the king and the queen. And so you take a leap of faith in being a leader, right? In being a leader that knows that here is the 7th zodiac sign, right? again, the emotional intelligence to know that you have the masculine and the feminine uniting. You had the masculine and the feminine uniting here with these two, right? And so you see that it's all about blending masculine and feminine in the mind, but also in the actions. And so you taking that leap of faith, right? The 42 is the 6 and the 7 is the 13. It's a transformation that you're taking forward into. And in that transformation, the 4 appears. The 4 and the 19 calculated together, the 10 is the 14. Temperance. Temperance is saying, take that leap of faith. You will not regret it because it's part of your growth cycle. And if you grow into that, you will come out of it because the 5 is left. You see, the 5 is again here in that leap of faith. What is Libra saying? Libra is saying 4 of Pentacles, the Sun in Capricorn. And the Sun in Capricorn is the next reading. In your next reading, you will see the stability of that jump forward, right, through the emotional intelligence in your mind, and that you know the 6 and the 7 is the 13 and the 4 is the 17. That's Aquarius, that's the star. And you can be a star, you can be established as a star, and out of the 17 we get the 8. And so the 8 is coming, the 8, that is you who take that leap of faith forward, and you learning and you knowing that in the 17 Aquarius is talking, and that the calling is that you are awakening to a whole new way of thinking, through a whole new way of seeing that this is just in your head. That here we have Aquarius, right, the intellect. We have here the Queen of Swords, that is the female intellect, to include the heart and the emotions because she's water and air. Here Aquarius is air and air. And air is like, it's gonna really change the way we see things. And so that's what's coming, right? The 17 and the 8 is left. The 4, remember, Sun in Capricorn. You will see, you take that leap of faith into Capricorn. Now, the last card here, what is bringing the Mother Peace Tarot, the 3 of Swords to the right is coming again, right? And to the right, the 3 of Swords is saying Saturn in Libra. Libra is here to stand here and to be the channel, to stand here and to open your heart, a 7-7 portal. Here is the portal, the rays of the sun. Open your heart to that. Open yourself through that 7-7 portal and know that the gate is open. Know that the gate is here, because the 3-3 here, and again here the 3-3, 2 times the 3 of Swords. It's like you are understanding that the 3 and the 7 is a 10, a new cycle that you're jumping into. Then you have a 10-10 again, and you see that this message is amazing, right? And you have the world. Remember, the world here with the Empress, and in that you are understanding that you're doing this not for yourself, you're doing this for the world, right? And you have so many 3s. I'm gonna have to calculate them at the end together, and maybe I put them in the front, but you have so many 3s, it's clear, right? You create something new and you are ready for the world to show them, yes, I am connected with Aquarius, and I am the passionate one to Aquarius, because Aquarius is cold. The star is cold, even though it's fiery, right? It's a star. It's a dwarf star, the sun, and it's a ball of fire, but still it's like the star is this energy. And so the 3 and the 7 is the 10. The 10 and the 6 is the 16. Again, the 16 we know is the tower. Things will crumble, but also in the way you see now this painful situation with these women with the swords that are talking to each other, and maybe there is a fighting going on, and there is a situation going on where they tell you, no, you cannot be this leader, and you cannot say the things that you're saying, etc. And the whole world is like, no, the young generation, they're crazy. But the young generation, they do what they're here coming to do, right? And this is what's so important, and we cannot underestimate them, and we need to include them. And so the 10 and the 6, right, is the 16, the tower, the 16, the 7 is left, the 7 and the 10 is the 17, and the 8 is left, right? And of course we have then also here the Empress, the world, so that's a 33, and we also had the 4, right? Next reading, the sun in Capricorn is going to bring you stability in the finances, and you will see it's the only financial situation that is talking here. The 4 of Wands and the 4 of Pentacles, right? This is again a 44, so observe how this is talking to you, and how you are constantly realizing that everything is a message. And so here the thorn, the portal, this giant opening is helping you to take that leap of faith forward, to be a leader, to step then forward into the sun in Capricorn, and know that the world is Saturn, right? And that you are realizing, it's just, I mean, I could continue, but I'm gonna stop, that the sun is bringing you a message from Sagittarius, but also from Leo, because the sun is ruling you. And so understand that the sun today is letting you know, you are knowing what's happening here. You are knowing that the 7 wands and the 5 wands are 12, and it was a 3 here, the 12, and the 4 is the 16. Things are gonna leave, so you don't have to do so much anymore. You don't have to work endlessly, right? And you see that then the 16 turns into a 7, and the 7 is again, have the courage to open your heart, because it is your heart that is the most valuable part of your body. That's what you need to cherish, right? And the heart is here being challenged twice, 3 times the sword. And you see this, right? You see, though, that here is the portal to the heart. And if you close it, then you might not experience, right, a new awakening into the Empress, into the world. Wow. I hope I see you in the next reading. We already have Sun in Capricorn talking. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.